special guest today is Scott Noble, Executive Director of Western New Mexico Athletics. And Scott, it's been a while, but hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, it's great seeing you. Thanks for the call.
Well, I kind of surprised you. You thought, well, whenever we call, we don't talk much because we. Yeah, but when I called, I said, "Man, I haven't had this guy on my show, and I didn't want him to think that I forgot about Western." But guess what? I guess evidently I did. I haven't talked to you in 6 years. I hadn't had you on my show for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's no good. I can't wait to get caught up with you.
Well, I tell you, it's 6 years ago, 2018. I can remember in the summer it came in and. Actually, Proview, we were downstairs. Actually, now we moved upstairs, and we had a great conversation. First time I really got to even know you. I know you flew in. You flew in. We had breakfast over at Lindy's. My memory hadn't lost, so we came over into the office, and the things that hit me very strong was what. You were trying to implement at Western, and now it's fast forward 6 years later, and the biggest thing I remember with you is work ethic, and it stuck in my mind. You talked about work ethic. You expected work ethic out of yourself, out of your coaches, and being very candid with your coaches, what you expected of them, and then you gave them room to move within their limits to do their job, and you were the guy to be overseeing them. And 6 years later, you've accomplished amazing. A lot of people talk the talk, but you did it. You actually walked the walk of being here 6 years, and we're going to go through all those things that you've accomplished over the last 6 years.
Well, I appreciate that, and as you know, Steve, you're only as good as your team is around you, and I have been very, very fortunate to be able to hire great people and keep great people around us, and that's what it's all about. It's about great people. It's still about our 4 core principles. It's still about work ethic. It's still about selflessness. It's still about discipline. It's still about kindness. I mean, all of those are still our core values here at Western New Mexico University. And for us to continue to move forward and pushing everything forward through the athletic department, and it starts first with academics. And we've been really, really proud of our academic. This year, we have 11 consecutive semesters of a 3.0 or higher among our sports teams, which is great. This last year, we finished with 11 of 12 teams with a 3.0 or higher, and that's never been done. So we're very proud of that. And our one team that didn't have a 3.0, our football team, had a 2.78 and finished as the highest ranking football team in the Lone Star Conference as far as GPAs go. So we may not have met the goal of a 3.0 with our football team, but we were the highest team in the Lone Star Conference. So we've done some great things academically. We've learned how to compete in the classroom and do the right things, recruit the right young men and women to come in here and be a part of who we are and who we want to be. And now it's time to take that next step and start competing on the field of play. And we're excited about this year to get started.
Well, one of the things, too, is that you've had increased enrollment, and that just shows, and then also you've got, cross-country track and field, and so you're bringing things just outside the box, basically, that took a while, but they're seeing the value of what Western's producing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When I got here, our athletic department student athlete head count was 198 student athletes. This fall, we have 278 student athletes. So not only is our university's enrollment is growing, but we are providing more and more opportunities for young people to to have that dream of a college education and an opportunity to play at the college level.
Well, back to our first conversation was, economics makes a big difference. Okay, in any athletic program,
sure,
or how to get that. You've done a great job with the legislative. I mean, you go back to the facilities, and let's speak on the facilities. When you got there,
yeah.
You didn't have lights, and that was like the biggest. I just remember. You don't remember? I came to your office, and we were actually in the gym looking at how to do a electrical to make to run a cord or run something down to the lower thing or not. So
yeah. I mean, we had to bring internet capabilities into our gym. I mean, we didn't have that. We didn't have internet capabilities in our press box at football. So, we've had some really, really great changes. And again, it's because of the support of our president, Dr. Joe Shepard, who has been just a fantastic individual to work for, very supportive of what we do and how we do it. And of course, our donor base, which is small, in compared to the two Division I schools in our state. But to care for us at Western New Mexico University is beyond reach. I mean, people love the Mustangs, and to be able to help us, in that very important piece of finances is critical to our success. When we got here, you mentioned we didn't have any lights on the football field. We got new lights on the football field and the tennis courts at that time. Our second year, we did the football field with a brand new turf on the football field, which was great. With that, we had a donor step up and give us a great donation for a 32-foot by 15-foot video board that's at the football stadium. We've updated this year. You're going to see updated camera platforms out at the football stadium so that we can, when we do our television streaming, we will go from the 50-yard line. And as the ball moves down to the 30, we now can switch to a camera down on the 30-yard line to watch the ball go on into the end zone. So we now have 3 different camera locations along with the end zone view, along with a ground view. That'll be on our service plate for our streaming and television broadcasts. So we're really excited about that. Of course, we then get to the softball stadium, which was completed last year, $5 million, and it is state of the art. It's absolutely beautiful. In fact, Mario Mocha, the athletic director at New Mexico State, was here this last weekend with our camp that we ran, and he got to sit in it and experience it, and took a lot of pictures to take him home. So maybe there's some things that we did that he can use over in his facility. So we're very proud of that facility and what we have for our softball players. And of course, you get back indoors with Graham Arena and Drive Court is historic. Love playing in there, and we are now looking at new bleachers for Drags Court. So we're excited about kicking off that project, and that'll be coming up here shortly. We also, like we mentioned, running cameras and wiring in the gym, so that we can do a good job with our television streaming service, of course, is really important. And then finally, Steve, we get into our Fox complex, which is our weight room, football locker room, softball locker room. We are going through a remodel for that facility. We don't have air conditioning in it. We don't have our new locker rooms yet. The one thing we do have is we have a brand new strength and conditioning area with brand new weights, brand new flooring, new logos, new paint, new ceiling, and that's something that we finished this summer. So our student athletes this fall walked into a brand new weight room facility, and we're we're really excited about that for our student athletes. So, in the last 6 years, Dr. Shepard, through his support, we've been able to do a lot of things, and we are certainly proud of being able to provide those opportunities and facilities for our student athletes.
Well, I tell you, very impressive. We're going to go to the Everguard Roofing Top 10 Plays of the Week and come back and talk more about Western New Mexico and the Mustangs.
Five-step drop, throws in down the left side. Got a receiver open. 40, 35, 30. Finally snagged and dragged down at the 22-yard line. Big gain for the Vikings. Butkovich put it right on the numbers there, Coach.
Oh, he did. He just threw that ball as well as he could.
Backpedal. Here comes the block. Picked up. Touchdown, Sandia. Yes. They've gone to Libby a lot. It is, it's there. On a little slant, Libby. Can he beat the DB? Yes! Libby marches in for the Las Cruces touchdown. Nate Libby on the connection from Guardiola. Lopez out wide to the left. Pressure coming. He gets rid of it to Lopez. Green in front. And Atrisco is going to score on the touchdown to Josiah Lopez. Nice little play call by
Damn. Tell you what, number 12 did get some power in their shots. Boom! And just like that, number 6, Sophie Snell.
Right from the 20-yard line. That one pops straight up. Caught on the fly, looking for a little lane. Finds one, breaks free, watch out! Squirts free, it's a foot race. He's able to break free, touchdown! Isaiah Chavez. First down carry.
Good run by
First down and
Chavez.
more by Chavez. Chavez could be gone.
Touchdown.
20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 43-yard run by Jonathan Chavez, and that should salt it away here for the Bulldogs. Kevin Yeskis Green got a carry, number 1 on that one. Valley showing blitz. Oh, intercepted! Intercepted!
Look at this.
They could go rumbling to the end zone. One man to beat, and they finally tackled him at the 18-yard line.
Then he
Hit, intercepted, and it's going the other way with Green in front for the Volcano Vista Hawks. Touchdown on a pick 6 for Adam Jaramillo on a tip drill through the hands. Let's see if they capitalize on this one. Pressure fires up the middle. He's open, got him. Bye-bye. See ya. Touchdown, Cibola, Carlos Portillo. It looked like he was overthrown, but Portillo turned on the jet.
Hey, welcome back, Steve Davis Show. We've got Scott Noble, Executive Director of Western New Mexico athletics. And Scott, man, I'm just, I've watched your success. I've watched how you built, and I don't want to say what you put together, your people, your personnel, and dealing with the, from a guy from Kansas coming into New Mexico and learning the politics, you've come a long ways.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know that I'm much of a politician. I can tell you that. I don't know if I can watch the debate tonight or not. It's a coin flip with me right now. So I do enjoy my time in Santa Fe during the sessions, getting out and meeting our state legislators and having conversations with them. And what's nice, Steve, is they ask questions on how are things going, and they're very inquisitive to what we're doing and how we're doing it. All of us, all of our institutions, can use a little extra money, and to be able to go in and sit down and make your case is certainly part of it. I enjoy it because I get to meet new people, and every year I seem to meet new people. So looking forward to it this year as well.
Well, people don't understand being, the athletic director and everything that's a big part of it. You got to understand the politics of the state, and maybe that's not the word. It's just how the system works in the state and I think you and I had that conversation. I even may have got it from you, is that the state has money to allocate. It's just a matter of how you get it allocated to you. Okay, I mean, how do you? I mean, there's money there. Okay, it's just a matter of how convincing you are to that your needs are as valuable or more valuable than other institutions in the state.
Sure, and to be honest with you, Steve, the Division II schools in our state, the great schools at Eastern New Mexico and New Mexico Highlands and us are funded very, very similar. So fair is not a great word in the world of athletics. But in terms of funding for our Division II schools, our state does look at us as equals, and we're funded very similar because of that, which is a great thing for us. So could we all use a little bit more money? Well, certainly, with the cost of travel in particular, the cost of equipment, insurance costs, my gosh, I mean, those have gone up as well. So hopefully in this next session, we'll be able to recover some of those increases that we're living through right now. And I have great faith in the system and our legislators to help us smaller schools, because as you know, we don't have the television contracts and we don't have the multi-million-dollar donors that are out there, and that's okay. We get what we get, and we work with what we have. And we might have to spend a little bit more time, crunching some of those numbers. But that's part of the business that we're in. If there's really something that we feel we need, whether it's a safety concern, whether it is a want or a need rather than a want, we will reach out to our alumni and reach out to our donors, and they have been great to help us get through some of those rough patches. But for the most part, I really look forward to sitting with the state and talking about this upcoming year.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take another break. We're going to come back and talk more Mustang and talk about a rivalry game that's going to be coming up this weekend.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. Our law firm was founded by my father, Thibaut J. Chavez, with one goal: to get New Mexicans the help they need. That's why we built a different kind of law firm. We focus on family values, dedicated service, and we make a real contribution by giving back to our communities. We can't change what happened to you or your loved ones, but we can help you get back on the road to recovery. We're by your side, and we're still as local as red and green.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hey, welcome back to Steve Davis Show. We've got Scott Noble, Executive Director of Western New Mexico Athletics. And Scott, I mean, you know, you talk about, you kind of touched on it, you know, you've done a great job of getting your staff and getting that. And that's called, to me, it's like a platform. You built your platform. You got your platform, you know, your go-to guys. And it's kind of funny. ProView has kind of been built in the same way. You know, these guys have been with me now from anywhere from 8 to 10, 15 years. And it makes it a lot easier for me to do things, to have the Steve Davis Show and talk and have the fun and do all the things behind the scenes that nobody talks about. But it does. But you know, your biggest thing is to keep coaches and keep them there and to win. It's a hard thing to do when the economics not there, but you've kind of found a great way to balance things.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, ultimately for us and our student athletes, especially at the Division II level, you know, we in the athletic chairs, we have to wear a lot of hats. And for us, you know, in comparison to Division I athletic directors, of course, their staff numbers are such to where they each have their own department, they run their own departments, and the leadership piece of that through the athletic director is simply making sure that everybody's crossing their T's and dotting their I's. And a lot of time is spent on the development piece at those institutions. You know, one thing when I was at Wichita State, I discovered very quickly I did not have a lot of interaction with the director of athletics. I was on the senior cabinet, so I got to see the athletic director once a week, and the rest of the time it was me and my department. Where here it's much different. I like spending time with our student athletes. I like getting to know our student athletes. We have head coaches meetings every week where I meet with every head coach and sit down and talk about what we like, what we don't like, and what can we do to fix it. And those three simple questions we do every week when I sit down with my staff. And the things that we don't like, let's figure out a way to fix it. And Steve, I've always told my staffs and anywhere that I've worked, it is for us to never tell our coaches no. It is for us to find a way. It is to find a way, because ultimately what we are doing is we are impacting student athletes, and we want to impact them, of course, in the positive. So we're going to sit down and we're going to find a way to make it happen. It may be in a much longer time frame than we want it to be, but for us to be able to sit down and work together at a common cause is very, very important. And that leads me into this next. The next thing that we've been able to do here at Western New Mexico is we've been able to learn how to compete. And no negative toward anything that's happened in the past here. But it was very, very hard, very difficult for an athletic department to be successful, to be able to compete, not only in the classroom, but certainly on the field of play. And it was limited resources, poor facilities, and trying to recruit high-quality student athletes just was not happening for us. And with, again, the help of Dr. Joe Shepard and our great donors here at Western New Mexico believe in what we're doing now and able to put us on the right track. And that's what's exciting for us, Steve, is would I like to be out shaking hands and raising money and telling people about Western New Mexico and the direction that we want to head in and the help that they can assist when we're talking about our student athletes? Absolutely. But I also love being around our kids, and I love being around my coaches, and I'm at practice every day. And I watch practice because I want to get to know our kids' names. And so when I see them in the hallways, I call them by their name. That's very important to me. So a little different for us at the Division II level because we do have to wear a lot of hats. And to be able to make time for this show was killer, Steve, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm a busy guy. But no, I'm kidding you, of course.
Well, I tell you, I know it. That's why that's why I called to make sure that you can still make it. I mean, I didn't know if you might have to go to practice or do something.
That's right.
Or you might even have to put a coach. You can come out of coming out of administration, be a coach one day too.
That's right. That's exactly. Well, Matt had to do that with basketball.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. You just never know.
Coach basketball, so.
But I tell you, one thing that you're competitive. We don't have a lot of time, but the Lone Star Conference is a tough conference. I mean, so being competitive in that says a lot for itself because it's a tough, very tough conference.
Absolutely, it's a big time league for us. Of course, with Eastern and us being in that conference, traveling across the great state of Texas, as they like to call it, it creates challenges for us. But on the flip side of the coin, when they have to come to Silver City, New Mexico, it's not an easy trip to get here. And so, plus you're playing at 6,000 feet, so we have that advantage as well. It's something that our coaches have learned how to use, and with their advantage, with our financial support, we've been able to charter buses now, and there are games instead of taking a 15-hour bus ride that we're able to fly. Now we still have to take a bus 3 hours to El Paso to get on a plane to fly. But 3 hours on a bus sure does beat 15, 16 hours on a charter trying to get to the game. So we've been able
Scott,
to do some of those
we
things.
ran out of time. So I just want to thank you for coming on, for giving me some time to do the Steve Davis show, and I appreciate everything you're doing at Western New Mexico.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you calling.
All right. You have a great day.